Hey, what's up, YouTube? My name is Bennie, and this is Bennie's Kitchen. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is not the kitchen that you guys are used to seeing me cook in, but, you know, life happens, right? So, besides, Bennie's Kitchen is wherever Bennie feels happy, right? So, today, we're going to be making some mofongo. Before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell for notifications. So, I know what you guys might be thinking. This guy's all about trying to eat healthy and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, we're gonna make some mofongo that is not as bad for you. I'm not gonna deep fry anything. I'm using fresh ingredients, and I'm gonna try to keep it as healthy as possible. Okay, so what are we gonna be using? I have some red and green cubanelle peppers. I have some chopped up roma tomatoes. I got some garlic, I got some white onions already diced up. We're gonna be using some chicken for our mofongo. We're gonna need some olives, Goya. This is free advertisement for Goya. We got some capers, again, Goya. McCormick, ground cumin, good stuff, black pepper, and of course some salt. And mofongo is not mofongo without plantains, right? Oh my God, I almost forgot. Cilantro, very important. Fresh cilantro. We're gonna use that up later on. Okay, so let's get started. First and foremost, we wanna get these tomatoes going. Turn it on. Get a high heat going. A little bit of canola oil. Just a little drop. We throw our tomatoes in there. Now, we're gonna let this cook for, I wanna say about 30 minutes. We really wanna get these tomatoes soft because we're gonna make the sauce. It's gonna be a salsa criolla, a Creole sauce. Okay, so while that is going, we wanna work on these plantains, all right? So I put them in a bowl with warm water. I cut both the points and I cut a slit right through the middle. Now, I left them there for about 15 minutes. And what that does is, makes it a lot easier just to peel. Yeah, I'm just doing this with my fingers. No knives required. It doesn't hurt your nails. You know, and you get that awesome plantain smell on your fingers. I don't know, it just takes me back to, you know, where I grew up in Puerto Rico. Like my grandma used to always have plantains or bananas going. And I would like to look at her doing things. I'd help out sometimes. Sure, she would ask me to go get the plantains, the actual plantains in her backyard. You know, good times. Anyway, once these things are peeled, right, you just want to cut them into pieces like that, right? Now, you could use a cookie tray or a skillet like this one. I'm going to add a little bit of oil to the skillet. And smear it around. This is gonna prevent the plantain to sticking on the skillet, right? So, now that we have them cut up and we spread them on this skillet, we wanna grab some of this garlic and we're gonna go ahead and roast them along with our plantains. So, I preheated my oven to 400 degrees and we're gonna roast them for about 30 minutes. We're gonna need a fork, just kind of poke them. If they're soft in the middle, they're ready to rock and roll. So let's get this going. So now's a good time to check your tomatoes. And that's what we're looking for. We want them to be soft, right? So I got a little bit of garlic, this one clove. I'm gonna throw that right in there. Let's mix it up a little bit, right? And now I'm gonna tell you the next step. So, you want to grab your hand mixer, right? Isn't that cute? It sounds cute, right? Anyway, you're gonna grab your hand mixer and just blend away. You're gonna blend away until it's all pureed. And there you got it. There, right there. Yep. It's pureed. I left it a little chunky just because, you know, my preference. Needs canned tomato sauce when you could make your own sauce at home, right? That's what it's all about. Cooking natural. There's nothing wrong with that. At this point, we want to add our peppers, our onions. I'm gonna throw in a handful of olives. Now we're gonna throw in a couple capers. That's about, I want to say, a teaspoon of capers, if that makes sense. Just grab a couple, just put them in there. Nothing wrong with it. A little bit of cumin. That's about a teaspoon. A little more. Fresh ground black pepper. A little bit of salt. Now remember, the salt is like a magnifying glass when it comes to flavors. What it does, it magnifies the flavors, and it's just yummy when you eat it. Like, very yummy. Don't put too much. Now I'm gonna add about a quarter cup of water just to get it going. Now we want to let that cook until the onions and the peppers are translucent. Now when that happens, we're gonna go ahead and wash these dishes, make sure the kitchen is clean at all times. All right, now that you see all your veggies are translucent, right? That's ready to go. So chicken takes about 6 minutes to cook. So this is the point where you want to put them in. Now I've taken 2 chicken breasts and cut them up into strips, and I'm just gonna throw them in there. All right, so very important. When you're cooking anything, whether it's shrimp, whether it's beef, whether it's pork, whether it's chicken, for like a mofongo, man, cook your protein with the sauce, man. Don't grill it and then put it in the sauce. That's nuts. Who does that? So it's been about 4 minutes, and the next step I want to do is I want to put some cilantro in the sauce. That way the chicken takes up all that flavor too. All right, who doesn't love cilantro? Right, so I just took out the plantains from the oven, and as you can see, I can just squish them with my hand. So they are ready to rock and roll. Guys, please make sure that when you grab something hot from the oven, you use a dry rag. If you use a one that's a little damp, a little wet, listen to this. I hope you can hear it at home. Like, this is steaming right now, and what that does is the steam obviously gets to your hand, so you're gonna burn yourself. Let's be safe. We're gonna need a mortar. In Puerto Rico we call it pilon. Let's take some of these garlics that we put in there. I'm gonna take 2 right now, and then I'm just gonna, that's what you wanna see, right? Now, let's grab a couple of these plantains. Stick them in there. Now, you're gonna notice it's a little dry, but that's what olive oil is for, right? Just a little bit. Plenty of space in there. Drop some more plantains in there. And repeat, same thing. You just want to mash away. All right, so once you finish mashing, you're gonna flip your mortar or pilon over on your serving plate. I prefer a bowl because the chicken is pretty saucy, right? So flip it over, give it a tap, and that's what it should look like. I already tried it. It's amazing. It's garlicky. I added a little bit of salt just to enhance that flavor. And now we're gonna go ahead and put our Creole chicken on top of our mofongo. That smells amazing. So now let's take it for a test ride.
Do the airplane thing.
Ready? So let's take it for a ride now. Here comes the plane. Yeah. And it tastes just like my grandma's house. I love this. It's like having Puerto Rico right here in Orlando. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm trying for talking with my mouth full, but it's not good. You guys really have to try this. It's a healthier version of mofongo, which is usually not that healthy. But it's good stuff. Great for cheat days. Bye.